Have you ever felt like teaching has become one big checklist? Welcome to the Teacher's Impact podcast. On this episode, we'll be talking about how a beginner's mindset can transform your teaching. A fresh start at any stage. I was thinking about my students the other day and why it's so hard for some of them to learn something new. The frustration, the tears, the avoidance, it's so real. Some students push through, but for others, it's just overwhelming. Then it hit me during my salsa lesson. I was struggling to pick up the steps my instructor was showing us. I felt so clumsy, so behind, just falling all over the place. And that's when I realized this is what my students must feel like when I'm teaching them something new. And that moment just shifted my perspective. And it also reminded me it's been a long time since I felt like a beginner in my own classroom. But during the return from the pandemic, everything changed. I had to rebuild how I taught from the ground up. I felt frustrated. I wanted to give up. And I kept thinking, imagine how our students feel facing something new every single day. So today, I want to talk about how embracing a beginner's mindset can actually make you a better teacher and help you fall back in love with teaching again. All right, so what is a beginner's mindset? According to Google, a beginner's mindset is the attitude of openness, eagerness, and the lack of preconceptions when facing news. And for us as teachers, it means looking at your lesson or subject through the eyes of someone seeing it for the very first time. Imagine teaching letter sounds to a child who doesn't even understand what a letter is. That's the beginner's lens, seeing the learning journey from where you are. Now, let's clear something up. Beginner's mindset isn't the same as inexperience. Inexperience is when you don't yet have the skill and you aren't sure where to start. A beginner's mindset is intentional. It's when you do have experience, but you're still open to help, guidance, and trying new things. It's choosing to stay curious. So if it's such a powerful mindset, why do so many of us lose it as we gain more experience? Let's be honest. After a few years in the classroom, we get comfortable with what works. We know what our students like, how our routines run, and what to expect. So trying something new, it can feel risky. Sometimes it's the fear that holds us back. Students don't respond to this new approach, and so we retreat to what we know. Safe, predictable, routine. That happened to me when the district offered Kagan training. I almost didn't go. I thought, I already know what works to keep students engaged. But something nudged me to give it a try. I'm so glad I did. That training helped me solve problems I had been struggling with for years. Here's the thing. When we stop trying new things, we risk get stuck in a loop, like Groundhog Day. Same lesson, same outcome, same burnout. But when we try something new, different, even if it's small, we create that space for magic. Like that moment when a student finally gets it after struggling for weeks. And that magic, that spark, it's not a fluke. It's often the result of showing up with curiosity. So let's talk about what that actually looks like. One of the best parts of staying curious is that it helps me connect with my students in a deeper way. I start seeing things from their perspective. I had a student one year who loved animals, like really loved them. He could have been a zoologist at age 7. I'm not even that into animals, but I found myself learning from him. He was so passionate that I gave him time to teach the class about different animals, and that made me curious too. And that year taught me something powerful. Our students can be our teachers too. Curiosity helps with behavior. Instead of reacting, I ask, what is this behavior trying to communicate? That shift helps me to put my own frustration aside and look for a way forward. So you might ask, How can you build more of this mindset into your everyday teaching? Let's get practical. Here are a few small habits that can help you reconnect with curiosity / a beginner's mindset. Number 1, a weekly reflection. Ask yourself, what's one thing I still don't fully understand about my teaching or my students? Number 2, try something new once a month or quarter. It could be a strategy, a tech tool, or a different way to run centers. 3, ask for feedback from your students, your coach, or even a fellow teacher. You'll learn more than you think. Pick up a new hobby. Learning something new outside of teaching reminds you what it feels like to struggle and grow. For me, that's salsa dancing. When I get frustrated with learning new steps, I remind myself I won't always be a beginner. With practice and openness, it gets better. Same with teaching. All right, so let's bring it home with a quick reflection and a resource that might help you take your next step. Here's the thing. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to stay open. That's where the growth happens. That's where the magic lives. If this resonated with you, head to my website or check the show notes for my latest ebook on class. It's filled with strategies and mindset shifts to help you grow without burning out. Until next time, happy learning and growing.